Hello everyone, here I am in another video and well today I'm terribly sick, so I'm sorry if I'm not in the good mood. I'm looking terrible. I have to admit it. I even tried to make a good makeup, but well, I'm not good. I'm looking terrible anyway. But I have to record this video. I will be recording another one today. This one will not come on Thursday. It will come probably on Friday because it's like an extra video and I'm recording it first. But I'd like to talk about this channel because I'm struggling not only about this channel but about my social media in general. It's more like a event. What I will do right now, I'll be venting about my social media career. And all this video probably won't have any views, and that's life. What can I do about it? But I like to talk about it because I need to vent to kind of organize my thoughts. And I'm sorry, I'm really sick. Uh okay. When I created this channel, I kind of have a vision of what I wanted to talk about here. I wanted to make content focused in, not exactly self help, but self development. So if you see my first videos, I was always talking about things that I was dealing with, my experiences in life. I caught random subjects and I talked about it here. But uh, I myself uh, like this kind of content, but I wanted to kind of organize it because I felt like it wasn't very organized. It was more like uh a mess. Like I was very random. I didn't write any kind of script and all. I only like it started the camera and it started talking. And even today I kind of do it because I think a lot. And when in this kind of videos, I don't feel like I have to write a script about it. I want to make these videos more natural, you know. But I wanted to make my channel more professional. So it was when I started to kind of plan the content and write scripts and all those things. But I end up receiving a different kind of public. And I'm not complaining about it because it's a kind of subject that I like to talk about, but I don't want this channel to be about it, which is kind of, finance, but not exactly finance, is more focused on consumption. I've made actually many videos about it, about consumption, overconsumption, and I love talking about it. Like, since ever, I always loved to talk about it, and I wanted it to be part of this self development content. I don't want it to be a, like a separate content. I want it to be part of the channel content. But I started to notice that these videos about consumption, they had many views, but the other videos I made, they didn't have many. And of course, it's about the algorithm. I can do anything about it, but I don't want to be talking about consumers in all of my videos. And it's kind of funny because this first video I've done about consumers, it was a completely flop. It had zero views. Ah, and once I talked about Frugal Chic, it was like a new path in this channel. And I want to kind of find a, like mean term between those two things. Because I don't want to stop talking about consumerism. I even want to talk about consumerism more on this channel. But I think that what called other people attention to this subject and how I talk about it was because I use a term that it was on trend back then, which is frugal chic. So that's why many people watched the video, because frugal chic, it was a really popular term in the beginning of the year. But I want to take more content related of what is being talked about on the internet here on this channel. I want to be more aware of what people are talking about around the world, you know? So that's why I want to bring more internet subjects, internet hyped things to this channel. And it can be about consumerism as well, because I like to talk about it, but I have to be honest here. I'm not a reference when it comes to consumerism. I'm not. Even now, especially right now in my life, I'm actually struggling when it comes to consumerism. And not because I have consumerism problems, no, but because I'm literally fucked when it comes to finance. Because I'm treating my mental health, I have to take medication, I have to do therapy, and it costs a lot. And it's causing me problems because I'm not on a conventional job. I'm a, like informal uh employee. So I work to myself, and I don't like what I'm working with right now. I wanna find a new thing for me to do, and I'm really dependent on my parents right now. So I don't think it's even fair to me to be talking about it and teaching people about finance and how to earn money and how to save money if neither I'm in this position right now. I'm completely messed up. I hate it, but I am. And I have to be honest here, because this channel I'm pretty open about my life. Of course, with some kind of limit, but in general, I don't hide, I don't pretend to be something I'm not on this media. And I wanted, to be honest, I wanted to be someone else, but there's no point of me pretending to be something I'm not. Because let's pretend I get famous someday. People will find out that my reality is not what I'm putting here. So I don't think it's fair for me right now to be talking about finance, talking about consumers, if I am kind of dealing with that as well. Because even though I'm not a consumer, sometimes I made some mistakes as well. For example, recently I bought a really, really expensive ring. It was a ring that I wanted since last year, and it was very expensive. It got on sale, but even on sale, it was expensive yet, and I bought it. And now I'm thinking, how will I pay for that shit? Sometimes we made some kind of craziness when it comes to money, even though you're financially responsible. You know, I consider myself pretty responsible when it comes to money, but even I made some mistakes, you know, and I have to find a way to pay for that right now. And I'm trying to not got mad about it. So that's why I don't think it's fair for me to be talking about those things, because I myself am not a reference when that's the thing. I still depend on my parents. I don't live from my own money, and I hate it, but that's the reality, and I have to be realistic here, you know. And as I said, I'm kind of struggling about what to post on social media. I still don't feel secure to be posting my face on my Instagram and TikTok, especially because it will eventually got to people in my environment and I don't want them to see. That's why I feel so safe here on YouTube, because most part of people around me, they don't watch YouTube. So I feel safe, especially because most part of people who watch me are from abroad, other countries. So I actually love it, but I still don't feel secure and safe about posting on Instagram and TikTok. And I think that I haven't growth there. I haven't grown up there because of that. Because I'm not posting my face, you know? Uh and it's still a bit hard. Of course sometimes I try to you know t- challenge myself. That's the word. Sometimes I try to post a makeup video, sometimes I post a photo, but I still don't feel safe to actually open my camera and talk to the camera and post on TikTok or on Instagram, because there we achieve a random uh public. So sometimes I don't feel very safe about it, and especially TikTok. It kind of send my content to people from my city, and I don't want them to see me speaking English. I don't want them to see me on this media, because I know how they talk about other people. And on YouTube, I've never struggled with that. And well, but I'm also struggling with the content itself, because I want to be more fashion focused. I know that if you see my last videos, I'm not very fashionist as it seems, but I'm very into fashion and I have a good fashion sense. I actually have a amazing fashion sense. I'm an artist. I draw a lot of clothes since I was a kid. My first dream was to be a fashion designer in Paris. It was my first dream when I was 7 because of Barbie, uh, a fashion fairy tale. I guess that's the name in English. I don't know because in Portuguese is a bit different. But I loved that movie, and that because of that movie, I figured out what I wanted to do for my life, and I draw um clothes since I was 7, and I want to open my own business. But for that business work, I have to be pretty present on the internet, and not only on YouTube, but also on Instagram, but also on TikTok, to kind of build a personal brand and then launch my brand, my clothes brand. But I still have to overcome my fears, and I'm dealing with that on therapy. I'm treating that on therapy, but it's not easy. I have to admit, it's not easy. And that's why, for me, I end up doing more self-development content, because for me, I don't feel so afraid when I'm doing those kind of content. But I started to think that I don't want account this account on YouTube and this account on TikTok and Instagram to be all about fashion. I actually like talking about self development, and I want to keep talking about self development because I truly like it. I truly like talking about it because I don't want this media to be only about uh fashion. I want this media to be about my public. I want to build a public to dress this public. I want to dress my public, not exactly only create a fashion and to make people want to dress like me. I don't want my brand to be about that. I want my brand to be about people who identifies to me, uh, create a public, and then create this brand for you to be actually interested on this brand, you know and I think that the self development content can be a great ally when it comes to that, because I have a image of what I want my public to be about. I want my public to be about women who are political interested, who likes to read, who likes to, like grow, to create a good routine, to actually be a woman who, like gives values to education, women who pursue education, to pursue intellect, to pursue a good image, a polished image. I have it so clear in my mind. Women who are focused on grow culturally, mentally, uh, I want to be an inspiration for a woman to be m- mentally healthy, to be uh independent, to be educated, to be uh really interested also non-fashion things. I have a pretty clear image of what I want, of what kind of woman I'm trying to, like get content with. And not exactly women who are already in this stage, but women who are pursuing to be on this stage, because this is where I am right now. I'm not the woman I want me to be yet, but I want to share with you this process of being building this woman, you know, and that's what I wanted to achieve. That's what that is the public. I want a public who will grow with me, will grow in my process of getting my education, of try to figure out what is my space on earth, who wants to achieve their dreams, who wants to be educated, who wants to be learning new languages, knowing new places in the world. That's what I'm trying to achieve, you know and I'm still trying to figure out how will I actually have a consistent content who will attract this kind of woman. I want woman to see me as a role, you know to see me as to see my accounts as a safe place for them to get inspirations from, to them to feel motivated to keep pursuing those things, but it's not easy to me. So I want to bring more fashion to this channel. I want to bring more fashion to my personal accounts on TikTok, on Instagram, on Red Note, but I'm still struggling of how will I do that, you know and also build my confidence to be more present physically on that account. And it's not easy. And I want this channel to grow because this year we actually had a good growth, but I'm still a irrelevant channel, you know and I'm still building a community. I don't want this channel to be like a 1 million channel, 1 million subscribers channel. I don't have this goal. But if we get at least on one hu- 100 100 1000 100, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm now I forgot how to say the numbers in English. 100,000 subscribers. I guess it's that. I guess I got it right. For me, it's more than enough. 100K subscribers, I guess, is easier to understand. So I have many plans. I want to start a book club because I'm always reading and I want to be more engaged on my reading and share more with you what I'm reading. I want to build a actually healthy financial life because all those points, they're important for our self-development. I want to share more about my routine. I want to share more about what I wear. And I also had to renew my wardrobe because I'm in this process of overcoming depression. So I'm in a transition of style as well because in the previous years, all I could wear were a white top and a jeans. And now I want to, like make my personal style a bit more creative, you know? So basically, that's what I wanted to talk about. It was more of a vent than actually a video. And for those who watch it, thank you and see you next week. Bye.